Well, I'm sad not to be in Marrakesh. Unfortunately, my teaching commitments at Harvard do not permit me to travel at this time, but I'm at least happy that I have an opportunity of saying a few words here, mainly to welcome people coming to this wonderfully interesting conference on capacity as development. Basically, I'm not sure I have anything very original to say on that, but it seems to me that if we are looking for capacity, what we are basically ultimately looking for is capacity of human beings, what they're capable of doing, what they have the freedom to do. And institutions can play a very big part in helping people have the capabilities that they need. There's a role of democracy in the sense of allowing a plurality of voices to be heard and public reasoning to be practiced, media to expose wrongdoing as well as praise right doing, as it were. We need functioning economic base which includes the market, flourishing market, but of course more than that, also restraining the market in some cases, so the state institutions are needed for that purpose. We also need the ability to go to the state for redress when wrong things are done to us. So we need freedom of information, which is very important. We also need a legal system which allows us to bring these questions into the public arena, legal rights that people may have, and in case of minorities or in case of women or in case of underdogs of society may be ignored, what opportunity they have to bring these into the fore. I think these would be very central aspects of capacity building for human beings. So I would tend to place institutions within a wider network of which is qualified by our behavior patterns, our standard concerns that make us take a sympathetic attitude towards each other rather than a belligerent attitude towards each other. We have to see how much information we can get hold of and how easily. So I think if I were present in Marrakesh, and I'm really sad not to be, I would have really loved to have participated in discussions of how a multiplicity of institutions can take us in that direction. Recently, there have been so much focus, since I teach in the United States at Harvard, and the United States from the Reagan period onward, there have been so much focus just on one institution, namely the market, any kind of interference appearing to be a mistake, that all the governments, both Republican and Democratic, have tended, in a sense, to contribute to the demolition of the kind of checks and balances that the state provided. And I think the crisis that we saw over the 2008-9 period and is continuing even today, that crisis was to a great extent generated by a kind of denial of the need for a plurality of institutions. It's also true, of course, that these institutions ended up acting very badly because as all sides, say from John McCain to Obama, seem to agree in the election that human cupidity and seeking of profits at a rapid rate made a difference. But yes, those are important, not just institutions, but also institutions has to have enough plurality, giving a role to the state, giving a role to what the state can do and the markets need doing in a big way. And these are actually not new thoughts. I mean, we celebrated the 250th year anniversary of Adam Smith's Theory of Moral Sentiments, published in 1759. Smith talks in that book, as well as in The Wealth of Nations, the need for the plurality of institutions. He was at one level the theorist of the market, but pointing out that while you could have very irresponsible speculation in search of very quick profit, ruining the entire economy and why you do need state regulation for that. It's that level of pragmatism, in this case coming from a person who is on one side seen as the guru of the market economy. On the other side, he's arguing that the market could fail badly and you need intelligent states. And ultimately, you need intelligent public reasoning. And the whole theory of moral sentiment is a book about how, by arguing with each other, placing ourselves in the position of others, we are able to generate a critical ability to scrutinize what's going on, which is essential for the success of any economy, maybe Britain in Smith's time, or Africa, Asia, Latin America, in our time in trying to pursue development. So I'm really sad that I'm not there, but I take this opportunity of welcoming you all without being there myself, which seems a bit of a contradiction. But I wish I were there, and I hope you will enjoy the wonderful city of Marrakesh in Morocco, and hope very much that this will be a great meeting, and I look forward to hearing what happens.
As you always manage to do, you pull these things together, bringing in different elements, but at the end of the day, what is it that moves people to push for change that makes their lives better? And I think that's the message we hope we will carry through all of our work with UNDP.
Well, thank you very much.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Sen. Thank you.